People always ask me, what is Taiwanese food? And honestly, I panic. Because the answer is, well, it's complicated. Also, you might not like it. But also, any random street corner in Taiwan has food that will ruin you for life. Sensing I'm spiraling, they try to help. Okay, but how is it different from Chinese food? And that's when I break into hives. Because I want to blurt out, Taiwan is Taiwan, it's not part of China. Which is completely true, but not helpful when you're trying to explain lunch. So I've decided I need to explain not just Taiwanese food, but food in Taiwan. Because honestly, it's worth flying there just to eat. Hi, I'm Sirius Lee. Taiwan Matters. I'm a Taiwanese American living in Europe. This is not my real face, privacy reasons, but this is my real voice, my real office, and yes, those are my real guinea pigs. Let's start with what people think of as real Taiwanese food, the stuff native to the island. It's not for everyone. There's a lot of fermentation, a lot of slimy textures, and a lot of ingredients that will be considered trash elsewhere. Things that smell like death and taste like heaven. I personally love it because I grew up with it. It tastes like childhood, like my Ama's house, like being slightly emotionally repressed but extremely well fed. My Western relatives, though, some of them cross the street at the first whiff. But every country has that food, right? Scotland has haggis. Sweden has fermented fish. Australia has Vegemite. And America has corn dogs. Hot dogs wrapped in deep fried dough. Who knew one of my favorite snacks would be considered the weirdest food by my European family? Every culture has its I dare you to try this food. Taiwan is no different. But there's one native food that managed to go global. Bubble tea. Or more authentically, boba. Yes, it's from Taiwan. Tapioca balls in cold, sweet milk tea. Caffeine and sugar in perfect harmony. What's not to love? Fun fact, putting milk in tea? Not originally Asian. They came from the Dutch, who colonized Taiwan in the 1600s. They didn't stick around, but they left behind the idea that tea could be creamier. Centuries later, Taiwan was like, cool, let's add some chewy balls and turn it into a personality. Oh, and boba? That's Taiwanese slang for big boobs. Yeah, we don't hold back on branding. But bubble tea is the perfect example of what food in Taiwan is like. Embrace flavors from everywhere, add a creative twist, obsess over perfecting it. And that last part, the obsession, that's what makes food in Taiwan so good. It's the kind of good that makes you fall into a temporary food depression after leaving. And you don't even need a Michelin star. Just hit the night market, especially the night market. Why? Because Taiwan is a tiny island with 23 million people, and an unreasonable number of them are food snobs. If your food is bad, you go out of business. If your food is just okay, you still might go out of business. Even if you're great, you still have to make fried chicken that's crispy and somehow not greasy. Make pork belly that melts in your mouth but isn't too fatty. And boba, it better have the perfect QQ level. Taiwanese speak for the ideal chewiness. Everyone tries really hard. Every street vendor, restaurant, takeout spot is hustling and competing. So now you see why it's hard to explain what Taiwanese food is. Because technically, a lot of it came from somewhere else. There's food from all over China. Sichuan, Hakka, Cantonese, Northeastern. Japanese dishes from 50 years of colonization. American, European influences from trade and military bases. And Southeast Asian flavors, growing especially with new immigrant communities. It's a chaotic, collaborative masterpiece. You can get something as exotic as duck pizza with hoisin sauce, or something deceptively simple, like beef noodle soup, except every detail is obsessively fine-tuned. The noodle texture, the soup spices, beef cut, garnish pile. it's food as a competitive sport. But here's the problem. If I say, food in Taiwan includes a lot of Chinese regional cuisines, someone online will inevitably say, see, Taiwan is part of China. Okay, dude. By that logic, Italian dressing means the US is part of Italy. And New York bagel proves that New York belongs to Poland. Here's what actually happened. In the 1940s, during China's Civil War, between 1 to 2 million people fled to Taiwan. They brought their food, their trauma, and their cravings. Taiwan took all of that, remixed it, localized it, elevated it. That doesn't make Taiwan part of China. It makes Taiwan part of the global human story of surviving history, with snacks. So next time you drink bubble tea or boba tea, remember, you're sipping on 400 years of history, plus like 3 tablespoons of sugar. Please subscribe and check out our other videos.